Virgo, good morning. How are you, Virgo? Can you please just make sure that people stay on the channel, okay? It's just one big thing that I really would ask you is to just give the reading time instead of skipping straight through to the middle or the end or clicking straight off. It just really helps the algorithm. Thank you, Virgo. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've just seen your channeled messages that came out just before this, and this is now where I'm just about to do your tarot reading for the month for July, okay? Hopefully you've kept up with the channel and you understand how I read, okay, within numerology and numbers and everything that figures it out, okay? And all of those videos are provided below for you, okay? They're all free, as well as your channel messages. So let's see what's coming up for your tarot reading for July for Virgo, for July 2021 for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, or even your partner. But let's see what's going on with Virgo in July, okay? Really? So there you are, straight out the back with a 9. Crazy as batshit crazy is what I'm hearing. So sorry, Virgo. What on earth is that? I mean, this could be around you, obviously, right? There's a lot around you, you know, or Andrew, the name Andrew, or Andrea, or Ansfield, or from Ansfield, someone from Ansfield, okay, or called Mansfield, the name Manny or Manny Vasquez, and you've really suffered a lot with this person in your life through control and narcissism, maybe, okay, it doesn't have to be, but it can be worried and scared about my next approach, what do I do, okay? As a Virgo, being a 9, you can experience so many energies of like anxious behavior, or Icarus or Acarus, or like anxious behavior, paranoia possible. It can be schizophrenia. I'm also hearing that someone could be schizophrenic, but it can also have a lot of anxiety as well. Like I'm hearing anxiety or Angela or Angie, okay, Angela or Angie or angina. I'm also hearing angina. Someone could, like, it could be an elderly person that's suffering through angina, okay. What a very strange card to get for Virgo straight up in the first read. So like I said, some of you in the first house, they're saying in the first house you have a Virgo rising, for a lot, a Virgo rising, okay. Possible, but like I'm hearing first house 9, okay. Don't know why I'm hearing that. I live at number 9. Some of you live at number 9, but there's this energy here, like I said, it's coming across as that you may be suffering at this time with, or, well, it doesn't matter who, because everybody will say partner. It doesn't have to be. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it's your mum, your father, your brother, your sister, your sibling, I don't know. But your first card out for the month is the 9 of Wands. Now this is PTSD and suffering for a lot of scatty behaviour, okay? So just like keep your mind intact here, because some of you could be married to a person and you're physically married to this person and you don't understand them. It's like, I just don't understand it, Steve. Why on earth is it the fact that all this keeps happening to me all the time? Why am I losing my mind? Okay, because this is gaslighting. You know, somebody could be gaslighting you or you're gaslighting them. I mean, I can never really tell you, but, you know, it depends on, like I said, your calling. See, I'm trying to backtrack, Virgo. I'm going to like coming out with this card straight away. But obviously, you know, cross watchers are going to say, yeah, it's the Virgos. And the Virgo could be saying, yeah, it's them. You know. So you're suffering for a lot of control at the moment. And it might be where you're controlled by your environment. You see, your environment is always controlling. The life is controlling. Right, so work is controlling. People are controlling. People come out of nowhere and just piss you off and knock you off. Right, because of everybody coming at you at once. So if your work is slightly getting out of control, then it's obviously around like your work, so your manager. Your like your reading, your actual psychic reading and channeled stuff was a lot around like trying to organise your time but being controlled and trying to figure it out of like training day. Okay, but trust me when I tell you that a narc can also train you as well. Okay, so I'm just putting that one out there. Okay, but like this is kind of like getting so much information that I don't know what to do with it. Like I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how to get myself out of this situation. It keeps happening to me time and time again. I feel worried. I'm anxious. Okay, and I don't know what to do. I mean, look at the card. You know, it's kind of like this, just stuck in a marriage that, or a situation at work that you can't get out of, okay, because you can't avoid your karma. So it means that you've had a rough road of it, okay, Virgo. So I've had a rough ride, okay. But like I said, if you're thinking, or like, because I'm hearing Jackie, okay, Jackal and Hyde, okay, of someone that is slightly bipolar, okay, and that one minute they're one thing and then the next minute, Matthew, they're something else, and you're like, man, what now? Like, if it isn't this, now it's something else. Okay, and if it isn't my lover, then it's my mother. And if it isn't my mother, it's my lover. Okay, you could really be dealing with a 6, which would mean Capricorn / Gemini, because I'm hearing lovers, so it would be like a 6. So Gemini / Capricorn person. Okay, but like I'm hearing this. I mean, it could even be a cusper. Okay, a cusper energy. But like, if it isn't one thing, it's another thing. If it isn't my lover, it's my mother. And if it isn't my mother, it's my son or my daughter. And I can't keep them under control. I can't seem to like control my thoughts at the moment. They seem to be like all over the place. Like, so if your work is getting like on top of you, okay, and your workload is picking up, and you're like, you know what, there's just not enough times in the day for me to like contend with everything that's going on in my life at the moment, and I need to really soon start putting my life in order, okay, in order. And this could be Laura, or it could be law and order, okay, law and order. Okay, I'm also hearing like someone's obsessed with ordering things, or ordering people around and telling people, listen, I'm ordering you around and I'm telling you now, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, okay? Or somebody that just makes you feel very uneasy around them, okay, very uneasy around them. Because, you know, on the external energies, people will look at this as if to say, you're not making much sense, like you're really not making too much sense, you know, you're coming left field pretty much, right? So, you know, you're really not making too much sense, like, you know, I don't get, or someone's not making any money, like the sense that makes none, and it's around a Libra, okay, or the ghetto nun, but like I'm hearing the sense that makes none, right? Now that came up around Libra readings for quite some time, around I can't seem to put this together, and I can't put the pieces together, and I can't pull myself together at the moment, because the sense that doesn't make any, like, because control, when you're being controlled in any kind of environment, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't figure this out. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, you won't, because it's gaslighting. Okay, so it's kind of like you feel like you're being manipulated, or you are being manipulated, and you're kind of like coming to that conclusion of thinking, man, I know full well who this person is, and I have to really stay away from them. Okay. Because it's coming left field, which means they're not really making much sense. So if they're coming at you, this person, whoever it be, Trevor, the name Trevor, okay, but like, whoever it is, this person, I wasn't hearing Treasure Island, someone from Ireland or something, okay, or Idaho, but like, you know, they're coming at me left field, and I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I really can't think straight. Like, just please stop battering my head in and throwing everything at me, because you're not making any sense. Like, you know, this is where people can, like, I normally pick up, if I can't pick up what someone's saying, I normally pick up what someone's writing, okay, because I'm picking up writing is on the wall, okay, the writing is on the wall. So something to do with Pink Floyd, okay, but the writing is on the wall, and the writing means everything. Like, what someone says of how they write, they can contradict themselves, and you're like, man, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, you're saying a load of things. This is kind of like where people are experienced like a twin flame karmic situation for a long time, okay, and they pretty much send me emails and they say, you know what, blah blah blah, I can't stand this person, I hate them, what they do and what they do, but can you tell me if they're coming back? You know, does it matter? Because you know, you shouldn't want this person in your life. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether they come back or not. You don't need a tarot reading to tell you I hate them and everything else, but are they coming back? Right? Because you have to be careful what you wish for. Okay. So there's a lot of this thing of like, I can't stand them, I hate them, I don't want to be with them, but I still can't get rid of it. Which is, like I said, it's a twin flame kind of situation that you can't stop doing something. Okay. So it's kind of like I'm kind of now tormented myself through my karmic, fully spiritual awakening. Now I've seemed to have lost my mind through the static and can't work out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not being funny to everybody, but you could have overwatched too many different tarot card readers, okay, looking for an answer. And this is what I'm saying about life coaching, okay, about life coaching. There are people that I know that my girlfriend watches, okay, and she's watched a person, and he's gone on so much about twin flames and stuff like that a lot, okay, where he was not a tarot reader, but he was a life coach. And experiencing his awakening, he ended up getting put in an asylum. Pretty much his parents admitted him into an asylum. And I think some of you may have heard me saying this quite a few times. And this person was spiritual life coach, twin flame person, okay? Not saying that there's wrong with anything with twin flame readers, it's up to you what you do, okay? But, you know, this person would start teaching about voodoo and everything else, and through his awakening was expressing a load of things and then taking the videos down and then second guessing it and then putting them back up and then taking them down and putting them back up. And it's a bit like YouTube, and you know, people do things and they take them down because they feel like they're being watched, but you are, spirit is watching you constantly. So that's that feeling, you know, that you're always being watched, that you're always being looked upon or shied on, and that you're shyer or shaya or shayna or shaney. But like, you know, through those times you feel like you're being watched all of the time. Like, you feel it, you think it, your mind creates more of an illusion, and then before you know it, you've put two and two together. The fear and the anxious feeling grows more and more. So when you look at things like anxiety and stuff like that, it's exactly the same thing. It's a part of one's head where it isn't there. The lion, I'm hearing the Leo energy, possible, or an Aquarian involved, but the lion is never there in front of you, because I had anxiety for many years until I nearly called it quits. That for me was a spiritual awakening. Okay, through those times was awful, because having something in one's head that you cannot run from, like anxiety, you can't run from anxiety because it is not physically there. Okay, it's not there at all. Anxiety isn't. But you think and feel that you can't breathe, right, and stuff like that. You might be having something to do with sleep apnea or something, but like, you know, you can't breathe. Okay, so you think that you are, but you're not. You're fine. It's just your head telling you it. Situations like that are stuff that you can't run from. It's exactly the same as your karma, and it's exactly the same as one's mind. What is in your head, you cannot run from. Thoughts, feelings, you can't run from them. You can't escape it. Your karma, can't get rid of it. It's metaphysical. Stuff that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's all metaphysical, right? So when you start to look at someone saying witchcraft, right, and you know that people may do it, as soon as they say that and you're suffering through PTSD, you're going to believe a lot of that, and you can feed a lot of the energy because it'll be in your head. Okay, so you can believe in a lot of things, okay, and you try anything through being desperate to get rid of it, and you'll try anything, not realizing that you're actually doing it to yourself, right? So if someone says that there's witchcraft around you and everything else, right, and then you go to get a sugar spell or something like that, trying to block out karma, and you try to block that, okay, won't work, because you'll feed it. It's like anxiety or depression. When you take tablets, you feed it more by telling you there's something wrong with me, okay? So you feed the energy, make it worse. You didn't really make it any better. So you don't really heal from anything, you suppress it. Take tablets, you suppress it. Moods, chocolate, ice cream, suppress it. Feelings, emotions, suppressing them, okay? So when you've took on too much knowledge, again, you can then start to put two and two together, and you've watched dynamically amount of twin flame stuff and stuff like that. And or like someone says witchcraft, and then you go on to the aspect of, right, I need to go out and buy loads of salt, I need to put it all around my room and everything else, I need to keep away all these dark spirits. And then what are you thinking constantly? Dark thoughts. You're thinking about dark spirits, dark thoughts. So what do you get? Anxiety, panic attacks, worry, stress, because you're thinking to try and stop dark thoughts. It's the same as anxiety. You're thinking all the time about trying to stop anxiety. You're fearing the next attack, okay? You're fearing being spiritually attacked. It's fear. It's fear. That's all it is. It's fear, okay? Isn't there. It isn't real, okay? So when you fear a load of things, all you're doing really is just feeding it, okay? So if someone says, like I said, witchcraft and stuff like that, and you believe in that, and you do all you can to stop it, that's you also doing a ritual. So if someone says, you know what, Virgo, there's witchcraft in your reading, right? For instance, I would try not to say that to this person, right? But if I was to say that, right, and you was to like, right, I need to go out and buy a load of salt and a load of everything else in order to try and stop this happening, you're going to be thinking that. So you could be doing that yourself and not realizing that you're doing it yourself, okay? Through these energies, it can come from oneself, not realizing that it is me that is actually doing that, okay? So try to keep your mind intact there, Virgo. I know I've spent a little while on one card there, but there's quite a few messages of advice there from a counsellor, a drug counsellor, a psychic medium. Bruv, I've been everything in my life. Okay, so I've been there, I know what it's like, and I know what it is like also to suffer on the other end of this. Okay, on the other end of it. Okay. Being on the other end of someone that constantly gaslights you. Okay. So, let's see. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node for July. The Wheel of Fortune might have something to do with around Saturn or Capricorn, maybe. Okay, but like I'm still searching for the one, is what I'm hearing. Like a lot of you are like really, really, really divulging into a lot of twin flame readings, right? A lot of twin flame readings, and you're trying to find the one. Well, the one does not exist. The one does not exist. This is why I find it very difficult in order for me to really do twin flame readings, because I've had 7. I've had 7 spiritual, okay, and also twin flame, but spiritual connections. I've had 7 of them, okay, 7 of them. And I've had somewhere near on around 100, roughly, spiritual awakenings through that process of around 15 years. Okay, so I've got a lot of experience in this, okay. So my experience is completely different than anyone else's. And I'll never tell you not to do certain things, but the way I teach would be completely differently to maybe another, okay. So I'm never telling people not to do it, but what I'm hearing is that a lot of you here are still searching for the one that you've never found, okay. Because the one is you. That is the one. That is what you try to find, is the one. Every being, everything, okay? So Stephen King, but everything, okay? So because of that energy of everybody being everything, what you're learning is about an empath. So when your empathy is becoming across as a dark empath, you can come across as a raving lunatic. And I'm not kidding, and I speak from my mouth and not my ass. You can come across as a raving lunatic. Now I'm hearing Raven, okay? John, Craven, or Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, Jack, Julian, whatever, Jackie, okay? But a raven is a bird, right? A bit like Brandon Lee, right? The crow. But, you know, a raven is a devil's messenger, that works for the devil, that works for a Capricorn, okay? Or works for a Gemini. But what works for one does not work for another, okay? Or my mother, I'm hearing. But, you know, a lot of you, like I said, you're still searching for that one, okay? But feeding the energy of fear, and it's not helping you. It's really not helping you. Because you're multiplying fear. That's what I'm saying. Speaking in numbers, you're multiplying in fear. And my way of educating people now, is to let you know about the numbers and numerology, and why a lot of cross-watchers could be getting cross and they don't realise they're actually cross-watching themselves through the numerology. The numerology means that you could be watching a tarot reading, not knowing your numbers and not being able to put them together, and realising that that one's energy is coming from oneself, okay? Which means that, you know, life path number, add them together, come up with a number. Why is that? Okay. So, like I said, because of the complexity of numbers and star signs, you could be really like not understanding it and just found it, and like really confused and really don't know, because you could have been cross-watching yourself for quite some time, okay? So, you know, you're looking for an answer that cannot be found about the one because you haven't found yourself yet. And what you found is more of this. It's purgatory. It's that one thing that I always focus on out of 10. Because it isn't, and it's a 9, it's that one thing that I focus on the most. Like someone can have so many great qualities about them, okay, in life, but a person, whoever it be, always focuses on that one negative port about themselves, or that one great thing about themselves that is fake and it's false, okay. So if you get an energy of any end of the scale, you've got like somebody that can focus on you, say for instance, and they notice all of these great qualities, but there's always one thing in my head that I think of that's negative about people, or they always notice that about me. Like I have so many great qualities in life, but there's that one thing that they always tell me that I do wrong in my life, and they focus on that one negative part for so long that you as a Virgo energy of 9 constantly feel that I can never do anything right, because there's always that one thing that I'm not good at in your eyes. In your eyes, you always focus on that one thing I can't do. How about these 8 things that I can do? You always focus on that one thing that I can't. Could be a Leo / Aquarian energy, maybe, or like I said, an 8 somewhere. But like, you know, or a number that adds up to 8. But you always focus on that one thing that I don't do for you. How about all the other stuff that I do? Okay. what's the other great qualities about myself being Virgo that I have, instead of the one thing that I focus that I do have, but that don't work, right? So you can get people that focus on their look so much that they think, well, I'm everything. I have everything already. But why is it that I'm single? Why can't I find who I want to be with a person? Because there's one thing great about me, but that's the only thing that anybody ever really recognises about me, right? So I'm victimised by I look a certain way, but why is that? Because of the scale of anybody can look anything. Looks are deceiving in my eyes. Somebody's look is very deceiving, okay? So to me, I don't give a shit on whether someone looks like a fucking carpet. I can give a shit. A carpet is a carpet. A person is a person. It's the quality that they have inside them, okay? So when people can have a high expectation in life, they can end up single for a very long time because they have an expectation. No, I'm looking for that one perfect person that has to be perfect. And I've put myself in a bracket now where I could end up single because I focus on, no, it has to be perfect. And if it isn't, perfection is rubbish, because nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfection, okay? Because there can be so many qualities that are actually bad, right? So I don't know where that's coming from, if that's internally or externally, I don't know, Virgo, you know. But it can be someone that's very non-committal, because that 1% that they can never seem to find. 1% prophecy. That's why I made a video a long time ago called The Timekeeper, the Shopkeeper and the 1% Prophet. It's a long time ago, and it was about 9. Okay. The 1% profit that I can never seem to make, that makes me want to keep doing it. Looking for more money, looking for more love, trying to squeeze blood out of a stone. Okay. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, 4 July. Sagittarius involved. See, there's your opposition. 5. Sagittarius / Taurus, but 5. Life path, healing number, whatever. Doesn't matter, Trevor. Is what I'm hearing. Trev. Doesn't matter, Trevor. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, I've got to be honest. This is bipolar shit. This is bipolar stuff. If you're not acting very strange, then the reading might be someone around you that's acting very strange. Okay. But this is a bipolar action. It's my energy level is up, down, here, left, right. My vision is whack, is out of like bounds, like tennis, out of bounds. Like you're out of order, you're out of bounds, you're out of luck, you're out of time. But then again, how long's time? How long's a piece of string? Some of you could have been doing this for fucking years, absolute years, and you've turned into Pink Floyd, and still nothing has happened. Okay, it's because you've been doing it too long, right? That's why. So how long is a piece of string? How long does my karma last? Forever. Will I find the next one? Yeah, more than likely. Will that still happen? More than likely. Like I said, I went through 7 of them. Okay, I went through 7 of them. Okay, a lot of people don't believe that or not. You can believe what you like. But I had 7 spiritual connections with people that were very hypnotically induced, psychically induced. Okay, so I had 7. Okay, so I know. Okay, but you know, you've got a lot of like very like my compass is way off. Off the chart. Okay, I've got to say, off the chart. You know, because this is what I was saying around life coaching and stuff like that. You know, you could be listening to someone that believes in a certain way, but if they've done this to you constantly over and over again, then who is it that you're listening to? I mean, that could even be me. This is why I don't say I'm a life coach. Okay, now if people want to, great, that's up to you. But if you've got multiple life coaches, right, if you've got multiple, okay, then you really could have overdone it for so long, and that's why it hasn't happened, you know, because you've picked too many, right? You've picked too many. Because a 9 energy can be like I can't like find my way, I can't find my compass, I'm completely lost and I've turned dark. Right, I've turned dark. Empaths can turn dark. If you look at yourselves, right, okay, and you look at, say, the Karmics, and everything else, right? And yeah, they're dark empaths, and they're like taking away my twin flame, and they're doing all of this stuff. You probably don't realise that your own empathy is turning dark. Okay, as an empath can go dark. You know, who do you think you're connected to? So if you're connected to them and they're connected to you, do you really not know that this may be coming from oneself here? Okay. Because you have to look at the energy of people that don't want me. Okay. So it means that you're involved in a dark empath. It means that they don't want you. You know, they don't want you. You don't want them, not really. Okay. Because you do not want this energy in your life. So it can be your mum, your brother, your sister, your father, whoever. Trevor. Doesn't matter. Virgo, Sun, rising Venus, Jupiter, North Node for July. Okay, again, it's just a never-ending cycle. It's just not going anywhere. It's just how long is this piece of string? How long has this been going on? How long have you been cheating? How long have you been cheating on me? I know that you have, so why am I still here? Why are you still here, boo? You're not. Afraid not. Sorry, but you know. Right, so it might be something around a Piscean, maybe. But, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be. Do not look at tarot readings as if that's your love life, okay? There's more complexities of tarot readings that show you your karma than just a lover, okay? It could be your mum, okay? It could be your mother. And you're really suffering around that kind of energy here of someone that can pull a guilt trip. And then it ends up going even slower. And then the approach of it happening again is just on the inevitable of it just happening again. It just takes a very slow period of doing it to a person again. That's a narcissist. It can take a very long time to come to the conclusion that they're just about to have an episode again. Okay, so it means that you should be fully aware of someone having another episode. Okay, another episode. Here, because Nine of Wands and Temperance here is a very worrying energy. Okay, a very worrying energy, because it can be a worry wart. Oh no, I'm so worried. Like, what is there to worry about? You know, unless you live in a third world country and people are bombing each other, well then fuck yeah, you're well within your right to like worry. But like what, you're worried about your love life this much? Why should you be worried when children and people are being fucking bombed and executed in life? Why would you be that worried about a love interest? Fucking, you know. If you are, I mean, I could be making a drama out of a crisis here, but, you know, I got a feeling that someone here is probably like, well, I mean, a narcissist that's in your vicinity can really make you feel that way. They can make you feel worried, because it means that they play on your vulnerability. They play on your heartstrings, which means that they can not do anything. They can not do anything, and they can be very silent and just not do anything, right? And that can mean like, you know, like a mother, for instance, or you're living, not metaphysically, not someone that's from outer space, not Paul, not a fucking alien, okay, but like a physical person in your life, okay, and that they approach you, but they make you feel so nervous about being around them that they're still feeding off your narc supply, okay, so they're around you to make you feel worried and anxious and worried about what they're going to do next, because they can act like Jekyll and Hyde, someone that's very bipolar, and you don't know what the fuck they're going to do next. You're like, Jesus, man, I'm so worried about being around you because I have no idea what you're going to do next. Okay, so it can be where you're not really worried, but you're just kind of like very aware of thinking, oh God, I just know this person's just about to say something. Okay, and that can be that, you know, that can be that. There can be someone that you live with, you know, or you don't, but you're just fully aware that your mum is like this, or your sibling, or I mean, even your son, you know, you could have this energy here, you know. But trust me, if this is a mother and this person is thinking that their son might be thinking exactly the same. You know, when you go through your first card, meaning the Nine of Wands, and a lot of bipolar kind of like stuff of like being very worried and very afraid, okay, that might be where people are like, no, I'm not worried about this person, I don't give a shit, but I'm still in it, okay? So, you know, when you get those energies, things take a long time in order for this person to start approaching again, so you might be like, I just know that this is just about to happen again. Like, I've got a feeling, right? I just feel that this person's just around me of a feeling that just doesn't feel right. Okay, so yeah, because this here doesn't have to be this person, because they can have it in a Sun, rising Venus, Jupiter, North Node, or number. Okay, but here this is sociopath. This is a sociopath energy. This can be someone that has such problem with society itself. Okay, a lot of problem with society, a lot of it. Okay, and that they can be very violent in nature. Okay, and they can flip the script just like that. A fuse, just very, 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 very dynamic. Can make people feel very uncomfortable around being around them. Very dynamic, very violent. Okay, and make them feel very uncomfortable about being in their vicinity. Not, and I'm talking about not comfortable. Okay, if you're comfortable with people, that's great. If you're very uncomfortable around someone, then there you go. That's a message for you. Someone that makes you feel being very uncomfortable around them, very uneasy. Okay, very uneasy. Okay, being around the person. Okay, so there you go. There's your reading so far, Virgo. I really appreciate your time. Okay, your love, respect and everything else, and every like, share, comment, subscription or donation or super chat. I really appreciate that too. If you would like to watch your channel messages, they were just before this video and it may pop up on the end screen. If you want to watch the rest of this goes to the full access bundle and also the first tier as well. Okay, so that will give you a full spread and clarify to see generally what you could have coming up for your month. But if you want any readings after this, when I start bringing them out through this channel and the weeklies and stuff like that, they only go to the full access bundle. Sometimes there is no readings on here and they only go there. I don't know what I'm going to have time in order to do. I really don't know. I don't know what reading I'm going to do either until I've done it. But I've been doing a you versus them kind of situation. I may only be doing those over on Patron this month. I don't really know. I haven't made my mind up yet, but you have to be a full access bundle tier member in order to know what comes out, when it comes out and everything else. Okay, you have to be engaged in my channel okay, to know. Okay, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And all videos, all links, all other stuff is all provided in the show more section. Thank you so much, Virgo. I really appreciate your time and I will catch you soon.